Howdy folks, welcome to our cookhouse. Give you a little tour here. This kitchen area, bar area. Yep, like my jack. So I built this a couple years ago for my wife for her 60th birthday, and we use it consistently. We didn't plan on using it in the winter, but we ended up putting a different wood stove. You'll see through the video we had a different one in there at the beginning, and then later we changed it to this one. It actually gets it up pretty warm in here, about 21, 22 degrees Celsius. So I think that's around 70 Fahrenheit. But yeah, we love it out here. We spend a lot of time out here. And this video is the process of how I built it. I'm not a contractor. I don't claim to be a contractor. I'm just a average do-it-yourself kind of guy at home, and I love building stuff. And I do the best I can. I'll explain it the best I can throughout the video. Enjoy. This is where things actually start coming together for us. We've got the materials dropped off and laid out, and we're getting ready to set things up to begin the construction process. The groundwork was already done before this. Well, we didn't get any video of that, I'm afraid. We dug the area out about 8 inches, filled it with gravel, compacted it really good, and actually let it sit for a couple months before we started to build on it. Nothing fancy, just a solid base to build on. Once that was finished, it was finally time to move forward. This is the framing for the base. We built it pretty much just like a deck, and for the first year that's exactly how we used it. Everything here is pressure treated, of course. We added foundation blocks after the frame was built and leveled everything up. You can't see those, but we didn't get any photos of any of that either, I'm afraid. Just one of those things that happens. With the base and the floor done, we moved on to framing the walls. Everything here is pressure treated again. I used 4x4s for the main studs, spaced about 4 feet apart, and 2x4s for the top and bottom plates. The reason for that is simple. The cookhouse is going to be open to the elements and screened in, so it needs to hold up to weather, moisture, and time. It's a bit heavier than normal framing. And yes, this is back when I had a longer beard. Next up were the trusses. We had these engineered by a local manufacturer to make sure everything was done right. We wanted an open ceiling to give the space a more open, airy feel. This part needed an extra set of hands, so my niece's husband came over to give me help. After that, all the trusses and cross bracing had to be stained. My wife took on that job, and it took a couple of weeks of a lot of work for her to get through all that. At this point, the roof sheathing and underlay were finished. From the outside, everything was sealed up and ready to go. Then from the inside, you can see the rafters and cross bracing. I was pretty fussy here. I didn't want any of the screws from the metal roof showing. Everything was fastened into the rafters and bracing instead, so it stayed clean and exactly how I wanted it to look. This is a short video my wife took, starting from the outside and walking in, just to capture where things were at this point. You can really start to get a feel for the space here. Around the bottom, we are setting up to cover the first 24 inches all the way around with plywood. This will give it a solid finished feel down low and help define the space as it starts to come together. She kept filming here while I took a minute to sit and enjoy the space. She pans around and back up to the ceiling again, and you can really start to see how open it feels inside. It was one of those moments where it finally felt like it was becoming something. At this point, the interior was really starting to come together. The gable ends were finished, the plywood was wrapped all around the bottom, and the door openings were in. Walking through it now, it finally felt like a real structure instead of just a project. You can start to picture how the space is going to be used, and that made all the earlier work really feel worth it. From the outside, things really started to look finished here. The metal roof was on, the screen doors were installed, and all the window openings were screened in. We picked up the doors from a local lumberyard when they were on sale. The screen we use is called no-see-um screen. If you've never experienced no-see-ums, that's exactly what they are. Tiny bugs you can't see, and they bite. All the plywood was stained, and we ripped some pressure-treated 2x4s down into 3/8 slats to hold the screen in place. This is where we started adding the covered porches on both ends. Each one was built with 4-post small deck and roof tied into the main structure with a ledger board.
We finished them off with metal roofing again to match the rest of the building. Once one side was done, we went ahead and built the other end the exact same way. From there, we moved into the interior. We were able to get some cabinets for free. They weren't in great shape, but they were solid enough and we made them work. We also found a brand new propane stove on Facebook Marketplace for a steal. It took a bit of adjusting to get everything to fit properly, but it all came together nicely. My wife painted the cabinets red, and honestly, we think they turned out great. The original plan was to put a wood-burning cook stove in here, but we came across this really cool fireplace on Marketplace and decided to grab it. It looked great, but it didn't put out much heat, so that's when my niece's husband gave me a cast iron airtight stove. I replaced all the fire brick, cleaned it up, gave it a fresh coat of paint, and it works great. We can even cook on it, which made it exactly what we needed. This is the finished interior. With the furniture in place, the fire table set up, and the lighting installed, the space finally feels complete. Everything here was done with comfort and function in mind. A place to cook, sit, and spend time with family, no matter the season. The lighting was wired at this point as well. I'm an electrician, so that part was a bit more straightforward for me than some of the other work. Once everything was in, it really started to feel like the kind of space we had pictured from the beginning. Simple, practical, and ready to be used. And that's the Cookhouse. This isn't really a how-to build video, it's more of how we did it. I'm sorry we didn't have more video. We took a lot of pictures, but didn't get a lot of video. Right from the early groundwork right through the finished space, this was one of those projects that came together over time, one step at a time. We're really happy how it turned out. Thanks for taking the time to watch and follow along with the build. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed putting it all together. If you got any questions, please feel free to leave in the comments. We'll try to answer everybody. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.